everybody, welcome to the Letters page. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan. And I'm Ben.
And the Letters page is essentially just the comment section of our YouTube channel, just grabbing any old comments we had. But today's a special episode because we're going exclusively on the Reddits. We had a subreddit, reddit.com/r/TV Little House, and we asked you guys at home to just throw some questions our way. So we're just going to try and go through some that really strike out to us, and go from there. So here we go. Guess I'll kick it off here. From Broseph Coney asks, if you three were a superhero team, what would be your powers, and why would they prevent you from being a better father than Ultron 8?
Ooh.
A lot of layers to that question. Let's start with, if you three were a superhero team, what would be your powers?
All right, hang on. Before we can create a team, I think we need a team name.
Yeah, I like that. So let's just throw that question away entirely and just come up with our super team. Because we already are a super team.
Well, we should create a super team, and then we can figure out what powers work with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so would we incorporate Little House into it? Like
no, I don't think
House
so. Oh, like the Little House, like
Super Squad.
This is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Let's go with the powers. My powers would be, I guess, like...
Can we pick any power, like as many powers as we want?
No, I think it has to be. I think it has to be related to our abilities.
I would say like one power.
You want it to be related to like our personalities?
Yeah, I think
that makes sense.
Otherwise, just like I never die.
I can't be killed.
I'm the only person that can kill Sal. It's a really weird power.
That's the crappiest power ever. I hate you.
Well, I mean, you gotta have some kind of kryptonite, man.
Yeah, you can have some weird storyline where like Sal has to die to save the world, and you're the only one who can stop it.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Or Sal could become a villain, and then
and then Ben's
we need Ben.
Oh, no.
Only Ben can kill him
because that's his only power. He wasted it on that comment. What? So all right. What's your power? Says I can't die and Ben will kill me.
No, I'm kidding. That's
it.
No.
God damn it.
Jeez.
I spoke too soon.
I don't know. I guess.
Gotta move these along. That's what I'm doing.
I would. I guess it would change the laws of physics. That's always my problem.
I like that.
Comics is if I could just make it so that it works.
Right. Yeah. So then you'd really never have any issue with what's going on in this comic. You'd be like, what's happening here?
Oh well. Wait a minute. Like giant. I don't know.
Asteroids
can't float inches above the Earth's surface. Well, now they can't.
Let us know in the comment section down below, what's our super team name? Curious about that.
The douches.
Our Ram says, you always say on back issues that Ethan and Ben don't normally read comics. How far does this go? Did they just not read them in their childhood and now read them week to week, or do they only read the stuff you show them? Thanks.
By the way, that's Orem.
Thanks.
They didn't read them when they were kids, with maybe like occasional lapses.
Very rarely.
I didn't read them at all.
When I was 8 or 9, I got a couple of comics for my birthday, and that was 2 Deathstroke comics and the Spawn Batman crossovers, and I think one of the pieces of Age of Apocalypse, like very small Age of Apocalypse,
right?
And that was really it.
Yeah.
And then, like in my early 20s, I got turned on to like Preacher. I was like, oh, well, this is cool, and I spent a while reading that. And then I read Transmet, and started getting into, like, very small other things, and Sal would be like, oh, you like this? Oh, try reading that.
Yeah.
Like, here's Long Halloween. Except it wasn't Long Halloween, it was...
Batman Dark Knight Returns.
Probably Dark Knight Returns. I think you had me read Dark Knight Rises, or whatever that...
Strikes Again?
Yeah.
No, we read that. You didn't read that shit.
No, you did have me read that. Fine, fuck you.
Anyway,
I've read a couple books that Sal recommended. I liked them. And I read Watchmen on my own when the movie came out, because I was like, I want to see what this is all about.
And you loved it.
And I really dug it.
Alfie Higgins says, what are your guys' favorite comic characters of all time? And you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, we are awesome.
Favorite comic book character of all time? I guess I gotta say Reverend Jesse Custer.
Nice. I'll go with Spider-Man, I guess.
Batman.
Yeah. Mr. Muir says, I think the way you do Off the Rack is great. It shows new readers that it's possible to just jump into a book and enjoy it. Or not. For example, the newest episode of Velvet. Yeah. That being said, has there ever been any book that you've done on Off the Rack that you actually keep up with? No. The Death of Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
That one I picked up. The rest of them, will be incidental, like Batman, or, Spider-Man, or other books.
Yeah, you get Batman anyway, right?
Yeah, I get those already, but, there's nothing that ever convinced me to keep buying a book.
Right.
I've recommended them,
Yeah.
but I've never been like, oh shit, I gotta. Except for Death of Wolverine, I think that's the one.
Right. And I don't buy
You don't buy books, so
period.
yeah.
So no. And if I did, I would buy trades. I'm too willing to wait and budget conscious to actually like buy a book every week.
So that's the thing. I also really like trades because I like a complete story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That said, I've read a ton of great books on Off the Rack.
Yeah.
That I totally would recommend and would be happy to read. I'm just not going to buy them. I can't afford to buy all these comics all the time, you know. What are your hopes for Secret Wars and Convergence? And do you think that either will be any good?
I hope they end soon, and no. I would love for them to be good. I would love for Secret Wars to be great. I would love for the Convergence thing.
What is Convergence?
Convergence is like DC's New 52 like multiverse thing.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it'd be great if they brought everything back and fixed everything, but they're not, because they've already gone balls deep into the New 52. There's no way that they're going to be like, and everything's back, and the New 52 is like an Ultimate Universe. Like, no. They're not going to do it. I would love to see that. I might actually jump back on board if that were the case, because I like Batman, and like that...
Well, you're already reading Batman, though. You're still reading
Batman. But I would drop it in a heartbeat if I could get old Batman back.
Which is why they won't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and for Ethan and Ben...
Hey, thank you.
How has doing back issues and Off the Rack changed your perception of comics? Have either of you been tempted to start buying a series monthly?
That's a good question.
Changed my perception of comics. I guess I'm more open to try things, especially when we review them. That's a huge side of just like, no, just give it a shot. Read it. See what you think.
Yeah.
I am definitely... Here's the thing. I've been reading Trees. I am going to start buying Witches, because that's worth it. As Sal mentioned again, I'm just like, fuck, that's the book I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I will spend money on. Because that scares the shit out of me.
It hasn't really changed my perception, other than that I'm more aware of like the variety of what's going on in comics. In terms of like how awesome they are, it's about kind of what I expected. There's a whole range. Like there's some comics that I think are great, and there's some comics that I'm like, I can't believe anybody buys this. But that's what I'd expect with pretty much any creative medium.
I mean, just like movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it would be weird actually if it wasn't like that. The number one thing that's changed is just like how screwed up the worlds of comic books are. Like I knew that they were like complicated. I didn't realize like how impossible to understand the history of comics is, because everything's like intertwined and broken apart and rebuilt and doesn't make any sense, and the characters age inconsistently. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was that bad. But I guess if I thought about it, I would have realized it has to be, because these books, Superman's been going on for like 80 years, 75 years. So like, and he's in the same universe as all the other characters. Like, of course there has to be things that don't make any sense. Like,
Hunting X Teemo asks, how did you meet each other and come up with the idea of back issues? Well, Sal and I met each other back in high school.
Yep.
We went to high school together, became friends, did a lot of things together, like drama club, and I think you did track and field.
Yep, track and
once.
field. I was on the team. I was on the team for a few years.
Okay.
And cross country.
Yeah, you did cross country. I couldn't fucking do that.
No, I barely did anyway.
And we've just been friends ever since.
Yep. And we met Ethan in, like, after college?
yeah, a friend of mine from college was a friend of theirs from high school, and that's how we met.
Yep.
So that was, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we came up with the idea of back issues literally because this is what we would do a lot when we hung out. We would play video games and watch movies and talk a lot about tons of different subjects. But one of them was comics, especially because Sal is an avid reader of comics. He would tell us about these great characters and these great stories that he was going through. Or sometimes these shitty stories that he would go through. He'd be like, you cannot believe what they fucking did. And here, he pulled off he literally had a comic rack in his house.
Yeah.
So he'd pull it off the rack and be like, here, look at this.
Look at this shit.
Look at it.
Look what's going on
Let me
here.
explain to you what happened.
Yeah.
And we would talk sometimes for like 2-3 hours about a subject.
Yeah.
And a couple of times we talked about it and we're just like, man, we should have recorded that.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, because we've also been like producing videos for like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
I think you haven't seen any of them.
I think it was Tiffany that was the impetus behind the first episode.
Yeah, she was like, "Wait,
you guys
stop
should just record
talking."
this.
And then she just set up the camera and was
Yeah.
like, "Go." And so that's where back issues came from. I Got Blunts says, "Are you ever going to invite me to Applebees? I feel like we really bonded over Transformers, and you're just leaving me hanging."
No. Quilled says, which upcoming comic book movie are the three of you most excited about?
Thor Ragnarok.
Nice.
It's just, I love Thor.
How upcoming are we talking about? Like anything on...
Look, since Marvel explained and
any of the
released it,
announcements.
I would say any of those.
Well, okay. I mean, they're
DC
both
too,
both
if you want.
DC's got 9 years worth of movies.
Yeah, any of those announcements.
7 years. Whatever.
Yeah, for me, I think it's got to be Batman versus Superman. I'm the most excited to see what they do with it.
Not necessarily most hopeful.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Avengers is going to be great. But, like, I know that. I saw it already. Like, I saw the first one, and it's going to be fun. And, like, the same people. Whatever. It'll be cool. But, like, I have no fucking idea what they're going to do with that Batman movie.
Yeah. I would have to say probably it would be Avengers 3, because I really want to see Infinity Gauntlet stuff go down.
That's true. How and when did Sal get into comics? And my mom got me an issue of Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't remember which issue number it was, but it was called, like, Beware the Puma or something. It was written by Jerry Conway and drawn by Sal Buscema, I think.
Beware the Puma?
Yeah, or the Puma Strikes. In any event, it was part 2 of part 2 or 3 of a That Number series, and I was in, so.
There you go.
I mean, the first comic I ever read was actually, like, one of the original Batmans from, like, 1939. Because, like, my mom's friend used to have them in her China hutch. And when I would sleep over, like, she'd be like, "Oh, you want to read some comics while you eat your cereal? Here you go." And they were the oversized, like classic age edition books, and I'm like thinking back, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like eating fucking, Honey Grams while I'm like reading these $20,000 to $50,000 comics. Whatever happened to those comics, by the way? She had a few daughters, and one of the guys that dated one of the daughters was a big comic book fan, and he got them.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What?
He's like, "Oh, you don't want these."
That's so scummy.
Yeah. If you would like to participate in the conversation on the Reddits, go to reddit.com/r/tvlittlehouse for all of our updates and stuff. Occasionally I'll throw out like a random discussion question.
And that's never posted on YouTube. Like, the subreddit gets some, like, unique stuff.
Yeah, it's totally its own entity. But if you want to continue the conversation on these episodes, please be sure to comment on every episode of our shows.
Yeah.
I mean, and we just grab from the pool and see what sticks.
Now, do we normally grab from the letters page? I thought we normally grab from
I grab
issues.
from other... No, I grab usually from off the rack.
Back issues. Like, those are the shows to comment on.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, comment here, too.
Well, I asked the
like
question, what's the name of our superhero team?
Oh,
who gets the postcard?
Oh, our favorite one?
Oh,
yeah.
A favorite question?
Oh, you didn't ask that at the beginning. I had no idea.
I forgot.
I'm not ready.
No.
I gotta get back into my subreddit.
Yeah. Here we go. I liked Bros of Conies with the if you guys were a superhero team. That was cool.
That was a good question. I like the one about how we met.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's like nostalgic and nice.
Yeah. I Got Blunts also made a comment that said, "I'm recalling a dream where I had the power to pull one cat into two cats. I would actually rip the cat in half, but it didn't hurt him, and it produced two identical cats. Thus, after a lot of repetition, I had amassed an army of cats under my control. I imagine if I had a child see me rip its cat in half a million times, it would be very traumatic, thus making Ultron 8 a superior father."
That was deranged and delightful.
What were some of our favorites?
I was going to say, we forgot to say why our superhero powers prevented us from being a better father than Ultron 8.
Oh, I mean, because I would be a terrible father.
And I can't do anything aside from kill Sal.
Yeah.
How is that a superhero?
I would outlive my son.
Yeah.
I would outlive my son.
That's what you're supposed to do as a parent.
I mean, he would outlive me. Wait, no.
No, you're not supposed
I would
to
outlive
outlive
him.
your son.
You're never supposed to outlive your children. What a twisted worldview
I would kill you, and you would die, and your son wouldn't die. How is that?
Only if you
outlive your
killed
son?
him.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't know that you would.
So you're going to kill me?
Most likely you would not. Right?
I mean, I would
'Cause you're
hope.
friends, and therefore he would just continue to live.
Yeah. Long after the power that you had would have been relevant.
Can Ben's
No,
descendants kill you?
I think on my deathbed, it's just going to be like, Sal,
Come here.
come here.
What? Killed you.
My friend of years, long time.
Goodbye.
It's been wonderful. Hug me one last. Ah!
You've killed us.
I can't let you go on without me, you son of a bitch.
That would be...
Because you didn't let me pick a new power. Yeah, I'll give that. I Got Blunts. That cat dream is insane.
That is insane.
It's the craziest thing I've ever
My
seen.
favorite question, though, is definitely the first one.
Superpowers?
Yeah.
Superpowers.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We got a lot of mileage out of that question.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So it's a dual, and that was a comment to that question.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? You both get a postcard.
Yeah.
Hey!
Shoot me a PM and let me know
postcards.
what your contact info is so I can make it rain one postcard for each of you. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click this annotation bar to see every episode of the Letters page, back issues, Off the Rack, Busted, bonus round, everything we do under the sun that we've ever done. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
See you guys next week with an all-new Letters page.